Hello and welcome to episode 37 of the Liberty for Philly podcast, and this is the NCAA men's basketball preview. I'm Mitchell, that's Ben, and joining us once again is Alex, and as usual, Jared will be showing up late. And you may be wondering why I'm wearing a Phillies jersey in the middle of November. It's because free agency opened today, so let's see the Phillies not sign anybody. Okay, moving on. Let's just get straight to the point. Pac-12. Highest ranked team in the AP Top 25 in the Pac-12, I believe, is UCLA. I'm correct in that, correct?
Isn't Gonzaga ranked higher or something?
Gonzaga's in a weird conference. What conference are they even in?
They're in the
Pac-12.
WAC, I believe.
The WAC. They need to move to a better conference.
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. Yep.
They should move to like a different conference for basketball.
They should move. All right, never mind. Pac-12. Yeah, I'm assuming that most of us have UCLA.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say UCLA. They were a great team last year. They didn't really lose much per se, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, you have. I'm looking at stuff online. I'm not pulling this stuff.
We're all. Are you all forgetting what actually happened last year? So first of all, UCLA was one of the first four teams in the Power Five. And second of all, they didn't even win their own conference. They weren't even projected to win their own conference. First of all, do you know who actually did win their conference?
Wasn't it Oregon State?
Oregon State won their conference. The team that was projected to win the conference was USC or Oregon. And I actually have either UCLA or Oregon winning the conference. I actually had Oregon. But
the next highest ranked Pac-12 team in the rankings is Oregon at 13.
Yeah, I have Oregon winning that conference.
I'm going to take UCLA. They made it to the Final Four last year, if I'm correct, right?
Mm-hmm. They lost to Ghana. No, they won the national championship, didn't they?
UCLA?
Yes.
Yeah, UCLA won the entire thing.
Did they?
Yeah, they beat Gonzaga because remember
Baylor won.
Baylor won. Okay, it's the other. Where's Baylor ranked? Baylor's ranked 8th, and they won the national championship. That's just very confusing.
Anyway, you have Johnny. How do you say this? Juzang, is that how you say it?
Juzang.
He was a very good player for them. You don't have many other players leaving, so I think they are the top of the conference.
Alex, you've seen Juzang before. Did you know that?
Was he in the Ivy League?
Except it wasn't Johnny Juzang. It was his brother Chris Juzang, who played for Harvard.
Okay. Oh yeah. I remember him. Yeah.
All right. Well, that concludes the Pac-12. Now we got the Big 12, headed by Kansas, obviously at ranked 3rd, which we don't understand why, because Kansas really didn't do well last year in the tournament.
They didn't do as well as they were projected in the regular season.
No. Same thing with Duke and Kentucky. They're always ranked high because of their prestigious status, yet they could literally just not do anything and get upset in their first game and ruin the entire season.
Kentucky underperformed probably even worse than.
Yeah, and they're ranked 12th in the nation. Yeah. So, yeah.
I believe for this conference, I think they're ranked number 16. If I'm correct. Can you check on number 16?
Let me look. So it's Kansas is 3, Texas is 5, Baylor is 8. 16 is Arkansas. No, that's SEC.
Oh wait, that's
the only 2 teams ranked in the big 3 teams is Baylor, Texas, and Kansas.
Right. I forgot Arkansas not in the Big 12 anymore. Good job, Ben. You did great. No, I have Kentucky or Baylor. Those are
I'm going Baylor. Kansas, I don't see winning. Yeah, I really think it's going to be Baylor. Baylor's roll off the momentum they had last year and continue that.
The only thing I have with Baylor winning, I think I'm going to pick them, but they have people like Davion Mitchell and Jared Butler gone after the season. They were very, very crucial to them as well. I'm pretty sure Mark Vitale, who was one of their power forwards, I think he was in that trying out for the NFL or something. He also left though. The highest recruit that they got was number 16. I think it says small forward Kendall Brown. He's number 16. So they still have them winning, but they lost a lot of major pieces as well.
Yeah. I mean, if it matters anything, I would say my top three. I would have Baylor winning it, and I would actually have Texas over Kansas. I liked the Texas team more than the Jayhawks this year, so I think the Big 12 will be interesting to see. However, you know, it's a very top heavy team. I mean, top heavy league
conference.
Yeah, conference. Yeah, and that just means the SEC will just get better when Oklahoma and Texas move to the SEC, and that'll be interesting to see as well. But that's where I really wanted to see Kansas move to the Big Ten because that would just be really interesting to see a big basketball school in the Big Ten, even though they suck at football. They're really good at basketball, and just be interesting to see in that conference what it would be like. So that's my little spiel about that. But next is our local team, our local conference. We got the Big East. Big East is headed by obviously Villanova, who is ranked, I think they're they're fourth in the nation this year. They're up by 17 votes over Texas for the fourth spot. And I don't see another thing.
The other ranked team is Connecticut at 24.
Yeah, UConn
rankings, which is I'm a UConn fan. I guess you're like former UConn fan. I kind of watch
former UConn fan, paper bag fan.
I'm not going to be in a year or so. I'm not really going to be rooting them when I'm rooting for another college team. But they're not bad. They just aren't a top 25 team.
Yeah. And I don't think Villanova gets the injury bug, and I think they should win the Big East without the injury bug. So I'll have Villanova winning this. But however, the Big East is always a nice conference to watch because there's a lot of good teams in it.
Yeah, well, Nova's definitely the favorite, and I'll pick them to win. I believe Colin Gillespie's still around.
I believe, yeah, he got injured, so he got another year eligibility.
That's wild because I've seen Gillespie play forever now. It seems like he's like 27 and has a job and family. But, Jay Wright's a good coach. They have good talent around them. I'm sure they have Justin Moore back, who's a good player.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
They don't have that center that I like. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, he's gone. But, they always get players that can fill in. So I'll pick Nova, but I think it's going to be a very tightly contested Big East tournament. Teams like UConn may show up. Even underdog last year with Georgetown may show up. Maybe teams like Seton Hall. Not St. John's, but maybe Marquette.
I would like to throw out Creighton last year. I believe, made as a fairly highly seeded team in the tournament, and they tend to do pretty solid. Them and Butler, I think, tend to do solid in the tournament.
Yeah, they have tons of good teams, and we're gonna have to. I think the winner, the winner of this conference is definitely going to be decided in the Garden, but it'll be close.
All right, that moves us to the ACC, and this is unfortunately the last time we'll be able to say Coach K is the coach of Duke. This is his final season at Duke. However, I don't think it goes to plan. I don't think they're winning the ACC. I think it's going to be a different team. Virginia is always good. Miami's always a good an underscore. I always forget Notre Dame's in the ACC for basketball. That's always a weird thing.
Someone like Clemson will
they come out of nowhere. The second ranked team in the top 25 for
Florida State is ranked 20th.
I was going to say Florida State's the other one. And to be honest, I think North Carolina kind of just blew themselves up last year. However, I don't think that happens again. I'm going to have North Carolina winning it. ACC is such a toss-up because so many weird things happen. Like so many random teams get ranked throughout the season. However, I just have North Carolina, Duke second. That's going to be my prediction.
I'm trying to think who won last year because it wasn't Duke. Was it Florida State or was it?
I believe it was Florida State.
Okay, I'm going to take Florida State in this one. Closer conference than we think. I think we can expect Duke to either do really, really well or like way underperform. That's what tends to happen. Well, and anything else?
Yeah. Guys. We're talking about 1 year of Duke not dominating. And
I'm not saying they're not going to do terribly.
But you're immediately pulling for Florida State. Do you know what their shortest guard is?
Oh, no, never mind. That's just Alex, you keep going. I have to find it.
A trivia question for you guys. What height is Florida State's shortest guard?
5'2".
Yahoo Sports.
No, so their shortest guard is 6'6".
Interesting.
So I think they are madly oversized. They're good inside, but they lack 3-point shooters. I think Paulo Banchero and Duke will win the league.
I mean, like that's a fair pick. That is a fair pick.
All right. The winner of last year's ACC tournament was Georgia Tech.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. That little Cinderella run there.
Yeah. The final standings, though, at the end of the season was Virginia, Florida State, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, who ended up winning. They placed 4th. Duke placed 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They placed 10th in the conference. So I don't think they got any new big recruits. I think it's almost the same exact team from last year, I want to say.
I don't think it's the same exact team. Let me look at my notes, or not notes, my online browsing stuff.
Your online browsing experience.
Coming back, they have.
Actually, I want to change mine. I really just had a deep thought about it. I think Virginia's going to win. There we go. That's my final decision.
So like Ben said, you have the number 3 recruit in Paulo, as I said, Paulo Banchero.
Oh, Banchero.
And then you have the number 6th in AJ Griffin and number 20th in Trevor Keel. So they do have 3 top 20 recruits joining the team. I'm pretty sure their leading scorer, or one of their leading scorers, Matthew Hurt, is leaving. That leaves a little bit of a hole, but they'll fill it right back up with their number 3 recruit there. So yes, Duke, I think, is going to be top 3 in the conference. I never know with them. They tend to be really good. So we'll see, I guess.
All right. So now these are the 2 conferences that we really have a huge influence in, the Ivy League and the Big Ten. Obviously, I'm a Big Ten guy. Ben is an Ivy League guy, and Jared's also Big Ten. Jared will be here in about 5 minutes. But so let's just start with the Ivy League. Ben, give us the rundown. And also, just so you know, for the Ivy League and the Big Ten, we will be doing the entire standings because those are the ones we care the most about.
All right, so let's start from the backwards. Let's start at the bottom of the conference. So we're going to have the 2 New York schools at the bottom of the conference because they've proved to me that they're the worst in the Ivy League. So at number 8 in the conference, I have the Cornell Big Red. I mean, I believe their coach name is Bruce Earl. That team is struggling. They haven't had great recruits. In years past, they had guys like Matt Morgan and Stone Gettings to lead their team. They're both gone. Stone Gettings was at Arizona. He's graduated by now in his graduate transfer year. Matt Morgan's long gone.
Did Ivy League play a season last year?
They did not. So remember, this is the first season in 2 years. And by the way, one of the Boeheim kids was the leading scorer for Cornell in years past. He's now gone. He joins his dad. So
Syracuse, that's right. Yeah, he transferred out.
Their leading scorer is now gone. I don't think they have any foundation to build on. I have Cornell last place, and I have to say the same for Columbia. Mike Smith, one of their leading scorers in the past, went to Michigan, transferred there for his graduate season, balled out, was in the starting lineup for Michigan, which is impressive considering he's only like 5'8" or 5'9".
Oh, yeah, it's a really short. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I saw him play. He was really good last year.
So he's pretty good. He's gone. I don't know if Stefanini's gone, but if he's gone, then they're going to really struggle. I believe that they'll be number 7. In fact, Jack Forrest transferred to St. Joe's. He's gone too. They're going to be struggling too. At number 6, I have the Dartmouth Big Green. I mean, they're not bad. They've been better than number 8 where they've been in the past. But I don't believe they've gotten better. I mean, I believe they have one good recruit that everyone's talking about, but I don't believe there's anyone else to build on. I don't know if Chris Knight is back. He was the leading scorer for Dartmouth in the past. I believe he's gone. So I believe that Dartmouth's going to be completely mediocre, and they'll be number 6. At number 5, I have the Brown Bears. they've looked really good, and they're going to fight for an Ivy League tournament spot. It's going to come down to the wire between Brown and the team I'm going to say at number 4. I'm not going to spoil it. But they have Cho, one of the a very big power forward who's really good inside the paint. And they also had some good players. They have a great coach in Mike Martin, who used to be a Penn assistant coach under Jerome Allen. They actually have depth this year. Brown is no joke this year. They're going to fight for a tournament spot. I don't think they'll get it, though. At number 4, I have my Penn Quakers. I believe that Penn has no actual star. This is the first time any of these teams are playing in 2 years, and they're without their star, A.J. Broder, leading scorer in college history for Penn. He graduated 2 years ago. Ryan Bentley is gone, and so is the class of 2020, which has been a good amount of seniors. But no one actually, like, how can I say it? That was a star. They were all role players that left. Mm-hmm. Now they have a bunch of role players on this team. They have a lot of depth, but no stars. So I'm going to put them at number 4, and they can shoot the lights out. But I can't wait to see the big man, Max Lorca-Lloyd, in the paint. That's going to be the
6 for Matthew Stafford, by the way.
Yes, I do see that. Max Lorca-Lloyd is going to be the make or break because you need to have a game inside as well if you're Penn. If Max Lorca-Lloyd can't get it done in the center position, there's going to be some struggles.
Yeah.
All right, number 3. I'm out of breath already. So I got the Yale Bulldogs. I believe that Yale is not going to be the same team they once were. They had Paul Atkinson, their star, graduate a couple years ago, and they've also had some role players that walked out. Jordan Bruner went to Alabama and led them into the NCAA tournament. He was a great player. Azar Swain is gone. Trey Phils is gone. By the way, Trey Phils now has, I think, 1 million followers on TikTok, which is a fun fact.
That's supposed to be impressive.
No, well, he's verified.
Okay.
That was kind of cool. But anyway, Azar Swain, Trey Phils, they're all gone. They're going to have to rely on Matthew Cotton, a young guy who I don't believe is up to the task of being a star. So I don't think Yale's going to repeat as defending champions from 2 years ago. They'll be at number 3. All right. And number 2, I have the Harvard Crimson. I believe that Harvard and Princeton are going to be extremely close, but I believe it's going to come to head versus them. And I think Princeton's going to beat Harvard both games. And then I believe that Princeton will be number 1 because they'll have the MVP in the league, Jalen Llewellyn.
Oh, and also Gold Gloves are being announced for the MLB. So far, no Phillies winners.
Yeah, so my Ivy League tournament champion will either be the 1 or the 2 seed. I believe it goes down to Harvard or Princeton, and I believe Princeton pulls it out in the end.
All right. Mine is in order from worst to best. I have Columbia last, Cornell 7th, Dartmouth 6th, Brown 5th, Harvard 4th, Penn 3rd, Yale 2nd, Princeton 1st, and I think Princeton wins it all in the tournament.
All right. So we're going to – I don't know much about the Ivy League. Just a heads up. Okay, we're going to go Brown. I trust Ben's word when he says they are very bad. So I'm going to go Brown and Columbia and Dartmouth at the bottom. I'll take your word for that one.
So I put Brown at 5.
Did you put Brown at 5?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Columbia, Cornell, Dartmouth. Yep. And then Brown. That'll go 5. We'll go Yale at 4, Penn at 3, Harvard at 2, and Princeton at 1.
Yeah, and just by the way,
it's different.
This is the first time the Ivy League has played in 2 years, so I have yet to get the full rosters of each team. But I believe Harvard has a lot of good young recruits, and they also have some returning players. I believe Noah Kirkwood is still there. He's a great shooter. I don't know if Forbes is still there, but he was a pretty good center inside. Remember, a lot of these guys that I saw 2 years ago are now gone, which is shocking to me. But it's going to be a whole different Ivy League than we saw 2 years ago. So I think that's going to come down to Harvard or Princeton. Harvard has a great coach in Tommy Amaker, by the way, who's a star for Duke back in the day. And he has great leadership and gets great recruits. So it'll come down to those two at the end of the day. So, well, okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say for the Gold Glove, are they revealing one by one? Because I think I found something that.
So they did outfielders and infielders. They are doing pitchers and catchers next. But I'm trying to figure out who's the other Gold Glove candidate for the Phillies.
It's Wheeler and.
It's Wheeler and JT. Okay.
I think on this thing it says that Wheeler and JT. Although these are the finalists, these aren't the winners.
This is asking for final, yeah. All right, let's sell for a little bit because of Jared. I want to make sure he's here for the 14. Ben's talking on his other podcast because he's cool. He's multitasking.
Wow.
But now that just leaves us time to talk about other random conferences. You want to talk about random other conferences?
Hey, let's look at this shitty conference. You know, how about this? I was at torn.
What about the American Athletic Conference?
American Athletic, sure.
I'm gonna say it's either Wichita State or Houston.
Houston.
Yeah, Houston's a better team.
Memphis.
Really?
Memphis.
No, Memphis doesn't have that good person anymore.
They don't have Wiseman, but they have good recruits coming in. I mean, they're going to be good. I would say it comes down to 3 teams. And by the way, it's not Temple. Aaron McKee and Temple will be near the bottom of the conference.
Yeah.
So, and actually, I believe they're going to lose to Penn for the 3rd year straight. 3rd year straight that they would lose to Penn.
What are your 3 teams? Wichita State, Houston, and Memphis.
They are, and I have I actually have Memphis winning the conference.
Interesting. I'm looking here. Houston only had 4 losses last year.
No, I get that. I don't believe they're going to win the regular season. I'm not saying that at all. I believe tourney time in college basketball.
Tourney time, yeah,
is a whole different ball game. Remember, Oregon State came from what, like the last seed or something like that? They
were like the 8th or something. Yeah,
and they won the whole thing just from getting hot. It's like hockey.
I like Wichita State's always a good one. I mean, they actually moved into a good conference, so they're going to get used to it.
They're always a dark horse. I remember watching UConn. They played Wichita State a few times that year, and on that team was Landry Shamet. And Landry Shamet.
Oh, I thought they said Jacob Stallings won the Gold Glove for catcher, and so we're going to throw
Wichita State is always an underdog, I think, in that conference. Actually, I think Cincinnati tends to be at the top of the conference too. They haven't been great recently, but those 3, I think. And then
for the sake of being different, I'm gonna say Houston wins.
Okay, I'm gonna go Memphis. The only other team that's been really good, actually, the only other 2 teams, UCF has had a few times where they've been good, but surprisingly, SMU has been. There was a time where SMU was near the top of the conference. I don't think they're going to be that this year, but they're always also. Why?
I don't think JT Realmuto is winning the Gold Glove.
Why are we limited in?
It's Jacob's. It's because it's dumb. Our school doesn't pay for Zooms anymore, so yeah. So if we unfortunately cut, oh wait, is that the winner? Jacob Stallings of the Pittsburgh Pirates won the Gold Glove for catchers in the NL.
Nice. Unfortunately, I have to leave pretty soon. So can we do the
Big Ten? Big Ten quickly. All right. Starting off, I'll start off. Big Ten is one of the best conferences for basketball. It's very deep. A lot of teams are on the same playing field, which leads to more upsets and and better games, in my opinion. And every year you get a team that basically you're like, who is this team? But they end up doing really well. However, you can say one thing's for certain, and unfortunately, Rutgers is not the worst team in this conference. It's probably going to be
Penn State.
No, it's not Penn State. No, it's not Penn State. Penn State is nope. They're not going to be the worst team. They are a much better team than people think.
Absolute homer.
No,
it's going to be Penn State. I am telling you.
No, all right. My order is going to be worst. It's going to be Nebraska. They're the worst team in the Big Ten. Then it's going to be Northwestern. Then it's going to be Minnesota. See, this now you start getting tricky because you don't know which teams are going to be good or not. I'm going to go Maryland's going to be 11th. Maryland is not really good in the Big Ten. I'm going to go Indiana at 10. They got a new coach, so all right, now for me, it's going to be easier if I work from the top down. So it's probably going to be Michigan's going to be 1. They are a great team, and I can say that because, well, I mean, they are. Illinois is probably going to play 2nd. They still have a great team. They know they lost Desumu, but they still have great depth behind him. However, I think Iowa's that drop down a lot. I think Purdue will take the 4th spot. 3rd, I think Michigan State rebounds. So I think Michigan State will place 3rd in the Big Ten. 5th, I think will be 5th is going to be Rutgers. 6th is going to be Ohio State. 7 is going to be Penn State. And what other teams am I missing? Oh, I'm missing Wisconsin, and who's the other one I'm missing? Off the top of my head. Oh, Iowa. I think Wisconsin placed 8th and Iowa will place 9th. And then in the tournament, it's going to be Nebraska, Northwestern, Minnesota, Maryland, blah, 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 blah. Penn State's good in the Big Ten tournament. I don't think they'll win it. However, I do think they get in a position in which they could try to break. They have a lot of good, easy schedule. They have a lot of easy games on their schedule, and then they have a couple great games against Michigan and stuff that they could steal 1 or 2 from. I think they do make the tournament. I don't think it's going to be as a high seed or anything. It'll probably be a 13. I just hope they play in the Philadelphia region of the bracket, so in case they do go far, I can see them. But in the end, I really do think this is where it gets tough, but I'm going to say Michigan probably wins the Big Ten again.
Yeah, it's not tough for me. And before I go, I'll just say my conference and tourney winner right now. It's the Michigan Wolverines. I mean, they look on another level. They look like on another level from these Big Ten teams. The only one that comes close in my mind is because they have Kofi Cockburn and some other good players. I mean, Illinois is not bad. They're going to be a good team. Ethan Carboni is a big fan of them for some reason. Iowa, you're putting too low. They still have McCaffrey who can shoot. They still have good players. They're going to be a threat. I believe you're putting Penn State pretty accurately. I would put them 8th or 9th. I don't think they're that great.
Well, before you get on that.
But anyway, I will say that this is probably going to be the toughest conference in college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than the SEC, who I have Arkansas winning, but that's that. I just mean.
Oh, yeah, we forgot the SEC. Yeah, Arkansas is going to win it.
Yeah, Arkansas is going to win the league. I mean, they look so good. But I just don't see anyone getting on Michigan's level. Juwan Howard knows what he's doing. And by the way, who's the Philly assistant coach who used to be a head coach on Michigan?
Oh, wasn't it? It's not the one guy who resigned, wasn't it?
He was from the St. Joseph's Hawks. Legendary coach Phil Martelli. He is an assistant coach for Juwan Howard and Michigan. Unfortunately, I have to go. Thank you for having me on the show, and I'll see you next week.
Bye, Ben. All right. So, Alex, what is your Big Ten winner?
So, winner, I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it's really hard to rank this conference. Obviously, I think I'm going to go Michigan.
Oh, wait. NL Gold Gloves up. It's Zach Davies versus Max Fried and it's Max Fried who wins it, of course. No Phillies will be getting a Gold Glove this year.
Closing that up. Anyway, like I said, Juwan Howard runs a very good team. A lot of depth on that team. Michigan wins. I don't want to say easily, but I think that they're my almost undoubted winner of that conference. The only other teams I can see coming closer, Illinois, who loses Ayo Dosunmu, but still has players like Kofi Cockburn on that team. Occasionally, Michigan State. Well, actually, there was a while where Michigan State was pretty good. Michigan State, I think, can be a dark horse contender.
Yeah.
They play well. And then other teams that tend to do well, maybe Ohio State and Purdue are dark horses and show up more than people thought.
I really think Penn State's the one dark horse. But because, here's their schedule. Let's work through this together, okay? Biased versus unbiased opinion, okay?
Okay.
First game, they play Youngstown State. Do you think they will beat Youngstown State?
Probably. They should. I hope they do.
Then they play UMass, which was literally one of the worst teams last year. Do you think they'll beat them?
Yeah, probably.
Do you think they beat St. Francis Brooklyn, who is literally a team that nobody has heard of?
Yes. Yep.
They'll beat Cornell. Cornell's the worst team in the Ivy League, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you think they'll beat LSU at home? So it's at home against LSU.
This is tough. So I can see them beating LSU, but LSU is one of those other teams that is good some years, is okay other years, but they when they do good, I think they tend to surprise.
Yeah. So last year, LSU, I need Southeastern Athletic Conference. LSU went 19-10, but they lost their last 5 games of the season.
Yeah, I think it's more of a toss-up, but
it's at home though.
You're gonna say they're gonna beat them.
But all right, but if we're conflicting here, we can do rock paper scissors.
No. I'm good. I'm okay with leaning towards they win for that one.
I think it's only because if it was at LSU, they probably would lose.
Yeah, I would agree with
that. All right. They play Miami at home. Whiteout at Penn State. And I think they beat Miami.
Yes, I think that's even a little bit tougher than LSU, just because I don't know, Miami.
And the only reason, all right, I was to say for this next game, they played Ohio State, but it's at home, and I'm only going off the fact that Ohio State beats Penn State away. They beat Penn State while they're at home, but Penn State beats Ohio State. That's literally what it's been. It's been flip flop every single year. So.
Okay, I mean, I trust your judgment. I would like to think that, or not like to think. I assume that maybe Ohio State pulls it out, but if it's at Penn State, I can see Penn State win.
Yeah, and then they play Wagner, so they'll win that.
Awful. But then you have, holy hell, there's a lot of games. So the last season there was not a lot of games. So
then they play Michigan State away. They'll lose. That will be their first loss. They'll beat VCU. They'll beat Quinnipiac. Yeah. They'll beat Delaware State.
Yeah, Delaware State was ranked. It was either last year or
I think it was 3 years ago.
Years ago, they were ranked dead last.
They'll beat Indiana.
Huh.
They'll beat Northwestern. They'll lose to Purdue.
Okay.
Even though it's at Penn State, they'll still lose to Purdue.
Yeah.
They'll beat Rutgers because they beat Rutgers every year, no matter what. They'll lose to Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
They'll beat Minnesota. They'll lose to Iowa. They'll lose to Indiana away because that's what always happens.
Yeah. Iowa at home, they'll probably win.
Iowa at home, they'll win. They'll lose to Wisconsin away because they'll probably lose to Michigan at home.
They will definitely lose to Michigan. I think.
So our Zoom decided to crash, but now we're back. And look who decided to join us finally. It's Jared. So,
I didn't even realize we weren't rolling. That's
kind of Jared. It's his.
Oh yeah, you get Sunfish Jones because my camera's not working. I don't have time to reset it. But I didn't realize we weren't rolling.
All right. So to finish off what me and Alex were talking about before Zoom decided to stop, they'll beat Minnesota, they'll lose to Michigan State, lose to Maryland, they'll beat Northwestern, they'll beat Nebraska, they'll lose to Illinois, and lose to Rutgers. So finally, I think they'll go 20-11. That's my good guess. But
you go under that and above Jared's guess of 17 and 14. I'll probably.
Oh yeah, I said 17 and 14. No matter what, I don't care about the schedule.
I'll probably go for 18 or 19 wins.
It's going to be like Justin saying Wake Forest is going undefeated. Oh, speaking of, they lost.
That was sad. Yeah, I know. But Jared, this is their schedule. They play Youngstown State. They play UMass. They play St. Francis Brooklyn. They play Cornell. Yes, I know. They play LSU at home. They play Miami at home. They play Ohio State at home. They play Wagner, Michigan State away. They play VCU. They play Quinnipiac. They play Delaware State.
Quinnipiac. Stay with me. Quinnipiac. Wait. So they don't play an away game for their first 7 games?
Well, one of them's a tournament, but it's in one of the games are in Florida. They play LSU at home, and they play one of Oregon State or some other team in Florida. It's
they
very
play
weird.
UMass away, but it doesn't matter because it's UMass. So probably beat them out.
It's a tournament. I'm pretty sure. I want to say.
UMass is okay.
It's at the Mullins Center. I don't know where that is. Yeah, that's UMass.
They're not good though.
They're not football bad, but they're not good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
UMass LOL might actually be better than Amherst.
All right, and then they play Wagner. They'll lose to Michigan State. They'll beat West Virginia. Wait, where did I leave off? Oh yeah. They'll beat Indiana at home. They'll beat Northwestern. They'll lose to Purdue. They'll beat Rutgers. They'll lose to Ohio State here. Then they wait. I was just tell you the schedule. They play Indiana at home. They play Northwestern away. They play Purdue at home. They play Rutgers at home. They play Ohio State away. Minnesota at home. Iowa away. Indiana away. Iowa at home on New Year's Eve. They play Wisconsin away. They play Michigan at home. Minnesota away. Michigan State at home. Maryland away. Northwestern at home. Nebraska at home. Illinois away. And then Rutgers away. So, yeah. But anyways, Jared, the teams that we're going through. So, who do you think is going to win the Pac-12?
For basketball, Oregon.
I said UCLA. Alex said.
Oh, I forgot UCLA existed, but I'm going to say Oregon because why not?
I forget what Ben said, to be honest. That was just
Ben said Oregon.
He said like USC or Oregon or something. I think he said Oregon.
Oh yeah, you can see it in the earlier part of the video.
Yeah, you'll see it in the earlier episode. Big 12.
Baylor, probably, and then Oklahoma will probably finish second.
Not even Kansas or Texas.
I forget. Kansas is just, I feel like, isn't as strong, but
they didn't do as well last season. So.
I mean, Kansas and Texas are ranked 3 and 5. They're ranked 3 and 5 in the nation.
What was the last team that you said? Texas?
Texas, yeah.
Screw Texas. I don't care about them.
All right, Big East.
Ooh.
Villanova's in that conference.
Who's in the Big East anyway? I'm like forgetting like half the team.
Basically Villanova.
No, I know Villanova is.
Butler, Creighton, DePaul, Georgetown, Marquette, Providence, Seton Hall, St. John's, Connecticut, and Xavier.
Let's see. I think it's going to be either Villanova or screw it, Villanova.
Yeah, that's the only team I can think of as well that's gonna win.
And next one is the ACC.
Clemson. Oh wait. Who won the ACC last year? Wasn't it like Florida State? Who was it?
Wait, was it Georgia Tech, right? Or was it the tournament that I think that was just tournament?
Oh no, the ACC tournament. Actually, I think you might be right.
Yeah, ACC tournament.
Wait, are we talking about regular season ACC win or like the tournament ACC?
Regular season.
Oh, man, I'm going Florida State. Maybe not. I feel like Syracuse is going to be in the mix. Florida State's going to be in the mix. Duke and North Carolina will be in the mix. It's Coach K's last year. Duke looked like diarrhea last year.
Virginia is also in that conference.
Virginia is in that conference.
Tech.
This is a picture of a guy getting hit in the face in the USC fight last night.
Nice.
Goddamn.
He looks like a monkey. Oh, that wasn't even intentional. Whoops.
No, I know what you mean, but Jared.
I kind of forgot.
And then there was also a clip of just Stephen A. Smith just laughing at the Cowboys because they lost today to the Broncos.
Yeah, I know. They got blown. They got the.
Now the Rams are getting destroyed by the Titans without Derrick Henry, which is sad.
Yes, it very much is. Anyway, well, I mean, the Stafford's kind of beating the Rams right now. But anyway, as I was saying, I think it's going to be one of the North Carolina or Virginia teams. So I'm going to go Wake Forest. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be Duke. I'm not just
Duke.
Coach K's last year. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
I said Virginia.
What did I say? Wait, no, you said North Carolina, didn't you?
I changed mine to Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, Roy Williams is gone, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gone. He's retired.
I said Florida State, I think. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Georgia Tech won it last year, which was very weird, but
yeah. Well, just the tournament. They didn't do that.
Yeah. And then that leads us to the Big Ten. Jared, who do you think wins the Big Ten?
See, this would be an easy Indiana or Wisconsin pick if it was the mid-2010s. However, this is not the mid-2010s.
This is kind of
So-
easy one. We all agreed on this
Did
unanimously.
you say Ohio State?
No,
Did you say Michigan State?
no.
You know what? I'm gonna piss off Mitchell and say Michigan State. No, I'm just kidding. It's not gonna be Michigan State.
Undoubtedly the best.
Best team in the Big Ten.
Why am I drawing blanks right now?
Jared, I would be surprised you're the one that's forgetting this team.
You guys think Michigan's gonna win the Big Ten?
Michigan's the best team in the Big Ten, Jared.
That is true. This isn't football, but at the same time, I feel like Michigan's gonna find a way to underachieve. So I'm gonna pull it out on a limb and say Ohio State.
Okay.
Okay, you know what? All right.
'Cause they're
Moving
gonna
on.
be good too.
Ivy League. Who do you think wins Ivy League?
Princeton.
Okay, I agreed on Princeton too. I think Ben said Princeton.
I also said Princeton.
See,
all said
Mitchell,
Princeton.
that's called not being biased.
Yeah.
You should learn a thing or five from him.
Well,
I had Penn State placing 7th in the Big Ten.
Penn State not doing that well. Just
No, I know because
I think they'll make the tournament. That's literally the only
anybody
thing
knows that Penn
biased. I just
State-
hope they make the tournament.
anybody knows that Penn State basketball is not good.
Well,
Like,
they actually have a good coach and they have a couple
who
good
thinks Penn
players.
State football is going to win the Big Ten? Like, come on, man. Oh, by the way, you know who leads the Big Ten right now? The Big Ten East? That's right, Michigan State. Oh, wait, no, they don't. Now they don't. It's Ohio State.
Yeah. You want to change
Okay, I'm still in last week. But anyway, guess who's in second in the Big Ten right now? That's right, Michigan State.
Your mom.
As I predicted.
Your mom's in second place.
Your dad is in last.
All right.
Do what I have
Let's
to do.
talk about those college football playoff standings, shall we?
No,
how
because they don't
awful
come out
they
until
were.
Tuesday.
I was about to make
Oh,
a
you
really
mean last
dirty
week?
joke that would have maybe gotten us like not wanting to put the.
Oh,
video
seriously,
up.
every team
Oh,
other than Georgia played down to their competition this past week. It was terrible.
Yeah, so let me try to pull up the rankings. I think this is it. Yeah.
Like, I think Georgia might have been the only one to win their game by at least 17 points.
Yeah, so let's go through the
Oh, wait, no,
rankings
Michigan
here.
also won their game by 20. But
And let's kind of predict our own rankings too, because we can't use the AP anymore, because that one's not even existing anymore.
no, it exists. It's just not the official.
It's not
poll anymore.
useless. I mean, it's useless now.
It's okay.
All right, let's start with the top 4. All right, last week it was
Georgia
week
definitely
it
number
was
one.
Georgia, Alabama, Michigan State, Oregon State.
Oregon State.
No, Oregon, Ohio State, Cincinnati, Michigan, Oklahoma, Wake Forest, Notre Dame, Oklahoma State, Baylor, Auburn, Texas A&M, BYU, Mississippi State. That's a kind of a weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mitchell.
Kentucky, NC State. Why is NC State there? I'm very confused with all these rankings. Wisconsin, Iowa, Fresno State, San Diego State,
or whatever.
and Pittsburgh.
You missed SDSU and Minnesota. Did you say both of them?
I think I did. I don't know. I
Whatever.
probably just skipped over
you
them.
missed Minnesota and SDSU.
Yeah, I think I just skipped over them because I was like,
Yeah, Mississippi or not Mississippi. Minnesota is 20 and SDSU is 20.
I hate how Google's still using freaking AP poll. So it's
Well,
kinda
yeah,
hard
so
to-
does like every other thing, but
Yeah, well,
other than
all right.
that-
Well, obviously Georgia won last week, so
They'll stay number one.
They'll stay
they
the
won by
number
a
one
lot.
team.
They're the only team in the top 10 that won convincingly, other than Michigan. Them and
So-
Michigan are the only ones who won convincingly.
Who's number 2 last week? Alabama, right?
Alabama, and they only beat LSU by 6. I would say they'd fall to 3, but the 3 team ended up losing. So
The
they're
3
gonna
team
go
lost. Who was the 4 team?
Oregon, and they only beat Washington by 10.
So the only team to win convincingly was probably Ohio State played down to their competition.
they
Cincinnati
won
played
by
down
one.
to their competition.
And the top-
Yeah, they
They
Played down.
did. They barely won.
all right because of Alabama bias. They'll probably go 2.
No, like that's the right pick.
Well, they shouldn't have been 2 to begin with. They should have still been 3 or 4. But 3. So whoever was the 4 team will move up. So that's Oregon, right?
Oregon will be 3.
Ohio State will move into
Ohio State will
4,
be
even though they
4.
don't deserve it.
Cincinnati will be 5.
Yeah, Cincinnati will be 5. All right, who was 6 last week? Oh, wait, that was Cincinnati. So
yeah.
who was 6 the week before? I mean,
No, the
7.
week before that wasn't a thing. 7 the week before. was
Michigan. Oh, Michigan. Did Michigan? Yeah.
They lost to Michigan State.
No, that was
No. This is after they
No. I'm saying their only loss is to Michigan State. So
they won't pass Cincinnati because people will literally burn down the college football playoff if they do. They'll
burn down the college football playoff no matter what they do. Let's be real here.
Yeah. All right. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So who was 7 last week? I mean,
Michigan for the 5th time now.
Okay. Oklahoma will be 7 because they won.
Barely.
Yeah,
right?
barely, but Notre Dame will be 8.
I can't wait until Oklahoma eventually gets their tuchuses kicked by somebody, who can actually play football.
Notre Dame will be 8.
Oh wait, no, never mind. They didn't win. They didn't barely win. Oklahoma didn't play last week. Hello.
All right, Michigan State, I think, is 9. I think they move out down to 9 or 10. Which one do you think suits Michigan State?
Michigan State, I'm gonna just say this right now. They're going to be 7, or no, they'll be 6, and then Michigan's gonna be 7. I'm gonna
really
say
think they'll drop only 3 spots after losing.
Yes, because Purdue's gonna go into the top 25.
I think they'll move down to 7.
Okay, you think they're gonna be behind Michigan?
Yeah, because you can't
No, I think Michigan State's going to go to 8. Michigan's going to be 6. Oklahoma's going to be 7. Michigan State's going to be 8.
Notre Dame will be 9.
Unfortunately.
Who was 11? So Oklahoma State, did they lose or did they win?
I believe that they won. They won by like 21 points.
Yeah, they beat West Virginia. Okay, so OK State is, and that's what they are. They're just okay. But
no, that's Oklahoma.
All right. Who's the team behind them? Baylor. Baylor lost. Baylor's dropping. They lost to TCU. They're falling out of control
They're going to go into like the 20s, I think.
Auburn, which lost to Penn State, might I add, was ranked 13th.
Yes, Mitchell, we all know that. You can shut up now.
Yeah, well, they were ranked 13th, and they lost to Ole Miss. So
no, they lost to Texas A&M.
Well, they still didn't deserve. Okay.
They beat Ole Miss, and they just lost to Texas A&M.
All right, Texas A&M.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Texas A&M will place 11th. 12th will be.
No, you know what? I'm going to say this. I think Texas A&M is going to jump Oklahoma State. They're going to be 10. Oklahoma State's going to be 11. I'm going to say that. You could keep your own opinion, but.
No, you bring up a good point. Yeah,
this is how the BCS
I agree with
works.
you.
Everyone does their own poll. They average them out. And yeah, so we're making our own BCS poll pretty much.
Texas A&M, OK State. BYU, I think, moves to 12. Even though they don't really deserve it, but
BYU goes. Wait, what did you say? They go to 12?
Yeah.
What do you mean they don't deserve it?
13. Am I forgetting team? Oh yeah, we skipped over Wake Forest, who lost to. I think Wake Forest drops to. They don't really have a good strength of schedule, so they're kind of going to drop a little bit.
I think they're going to drop to the high teens. Alex, you okay over there?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just looking at my phone that has all the rankings on it.
All right, I think Wake Forest drops to 15. Do you think that's a good one for Wake Forest? Drop 6 spots.
Wait, no. Wake Forest is 9.
Yes.
They were 9, and they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go all the way to
17.
No.
18.
No, I think they'll be like. Hold on. So Baylor lost as well. Auburn also lost. I think
so we have to move Auburn.
11. Texas A&M goes to 10. I think Wake Forest actually. Yeah, no. So BYU will probably be 12. I mean, the college football playoff people don't have logical sense, but in our opinion, this is our BCS.
So we have to move Wake Forest. Auburn,
I think Wake Forest is going to be 14.
And Baylor.
And Ole Miss is going to be 15.
So wait. So you said Wake Forest 14?
I say yeah. So starting at 10. So Notre Dame 9. Wait.
Yeah, Notre Dame 9, Texas A&M 10, Oklahoma State 11, BYU 12. 13 is going to be who? Ole Miss.
No, Texas A&M 11. No, 12 is going to. Wait a minute. Holy crap! I'm like drawing a blank right now. Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Ole Miss 13, Wake Forest 14, 15. You have your choice of. Did Mississippi State? Yeah, they upset Arkansas. No, Arkansas beat Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mississippi State's gone.
No, so yeah, Oklahoma State's going to be 11. Yeah,
Okay,
BYU 12, and then Wake is going to be. Wait, so who did you say
14.
was 13? Oh yeah, 14. And then Ole Miss will be 13. Yeah.
So 15. We still have to move Baylor and Auburn down. Do you think Baylor moves down? Wait, Baylor was 12. They're not moving down 3 spots after. I think Baylor moves to 17th or 16th, one or the other.
Wait, so who? Wait, what are we at right now? We're at 15, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We'll say Baylor. Wait, no, they lost to TCU, who's terrible. Kentucky won, right?
No, they lost.
Oh, they also lost.
No, wait, did they? Oh
No,
no.
they lost to Tennessee. That's right.
Yeah, they lost.
So how's that Penn State bias working for you there, buddy? Anyway, NC State, they want you know what? I think there's no other option. I think Baylor's going to be 15.
Really? You think they only dropped 3?
I mean, there's nobody else that won.
That's true. All right, Baylor there.
No,
right.
you're right. No, you're right. I think Auburn will be 15 and then Baylor will be 16.
All right. So, so that
NC
means
State
so we moved
17.
all of the top teams down. So what are the other teams that lost? Mississippi State,
They'll be out of the rankings. Or maybe not
Kentucky
25.
lost,
Same with them.
NC State won.
NC State
Yeah,
won.
they'll be 17.
Minnesota's out of the rankings.
They'll be out. Yes. Didn't Fresno State got their tuchuses wrecked. They're out. Minnesota lost. They're out.
Iowa, did they win? Anybody know?
Yep, they did.
Yeah, they won like 17-12 against Northwestern.
Did Pitt win?
Yes, they won decisively against Duke.
Yes, they did.
It was
San
like
Diego State, did they win?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they only beat Hawaii by like a touchdown.
And then Fresno State lost.
Yeah, they got.
And then Fresno lost.
State.
All right, so that leaves the only
what?
teams with a win that we have not ranked yet: NC State, Iowa, and Pitt, and San Diego State,
Didn't Wisconsin win too?
and Wisconsin.
Wait. You know what I'm gonna say?
What?
So we're at so NC State's gonna be 17, and then Purdue's gonna be 18.
No, they're not moving that far up.
Yes, they are.
What's Purdue's record?
They're I believe 6-2.
They're not 6-2.
Yes, they are.
They have not lost twice. They would be
Purdue
higher.
No, you're right. They're 6-3. My bad.
All right. Purdue moves up.
They'll be 18 because they have 2 top 5 wins.
All right. Yeah. Fine. Purdue 18.
Although they don't have good losses, though. They lost. Although Notre Dame's, I guess, a good loss, but Minnesota they lost to, and then they got destroyed by not really destroyed.
All right. So I think
Wisconsin.
So we did NC State. We did Purdue. All right. I think Iowa. Wait, which is the highest ranked out of the remaining teams left?
Wisconsin.
Iowa. No. Iowa. Oh, yeah, Wisconsin.
Iowa.
Yeah, Wisconsin's 19. Iowa's 20.
Pitt will be 21.
Pitt will be 21. San Diego State will be 22.
3. I think they'll be 23. I think somebody unranked is going to jump them.
I think Penn State moves up to 22.
I disagree. I think UTSA.
Jared, they beat
Texas
Wisconsin.
San Antonio?
No, they'll probably be 24. Penn State has beaten Wisconsin. They've lost by 3 points to Iowa. They beat.
Yeah, that's not really a good loss anymore.
They beat Auburn. They lost by 9 points to Ohio State. They are moving up to 22.
They'll get 25 if they're lucky.
Jared, Wisconsin has looked worse than Penn State, and yet they're up there. Iowa has looked worse than Penn State. They're up there.
Yeah, well,
Illinois beat Wisconsin, so you could argue that's a good loss now.
Wait, who do you say beat Wisconsin?
No, I'm saying Illinois beat Minnesota.
Oh no! By the way, Rutgers is better than Penn State via Illinois. By the way.
All right. Well, I think Penn State goes to 22nd. 24 is going to be UTSA, and then 25 is going to be.
Who's out of the
Arkansas?
Who's just what's Arkansas?
Arkansas is 5 or 6 and 3, I think.
Let me look at the other What does the AP poll have in there? Like,
I know UTSA's in there for them.
I don't know.
Arkansas is 6-3, so I wouldn't be surprised if they jump in.
There's got to be it's not a Big Ten
I think it's going to
team.
be UTSA 22, San Diego State 23.
No, UTSA is not going from unranked up to there.
Shush. Arkansas. Oh, they're ranked in the AP poll, but Arkansas 24, Penn State 25.
I think Penn State moves up just because of virtue. If anything, Penn State's 23. I'll budge down for that. San Diego State's better than UTSA.
That never UTSA hasn't lost though.
Yeah, doesn't matter. They left them out of the rankings for a reason.
Yeah, because their conference is diarrhea, but I don't know. They're that very Power 5 biased. I know that.
All right, Arkansas. What I entered Arkansas into my thing.
Arkansas's 10 and there's a 6-3.
Yeah, I would put Arkansas at 25 there.
Their losses were to Alabama, right? Yeah.
If Ohio State, if Ohio State wins out and Penn State wins out, Penn State would go to the Rose Bowl.
If Ohio State and Penn State win out,
yeah, Penn State would go to the Rose Bowl.
No, they wouldn't.
They would.
No, they wouldn't.
They would.
The loser of the Big Ten championship game would.
It's usually the second best team. You could literally have a 4
No,
and 5
it's
team.
always the Big Ten. If the Big Ten winner goes to the playoff, it's always the Big Ten runner-up. Have you noticed
it's the second best by record. Northwestern didn't go to the Big Ten, the Rose Bowl last year, did they? They didn't.
Well, because it was a playoff game.
Well, they didn't go to a bowl game.
Yes, they did.
They didn't go to a New Year's Six one. They didn't.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean anything because the Rose Bowl was a playoff game.
What about 2 years ago?
2 years ago, Wisconsin was the runner-up and they went.
And what was their record?
I think they were 10-2 or whatever.
But if the playoff was not a game at the Rose Bowl last year, would Northwestern?
Yeah, probably. It probably would have been them in Oregon.
That would literally been the worst game.
I don't care. That's how the Rose Bowl works.
All right. Anyways, well, right now, via our prediction, we have Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, and Ohio State.
Was 10-2 in the regular season, 10-3 in including the championship, 10-4 total.
Who wins, Oregon or Alabama?
Oh, and Penn State was also 10-2. Oregon or Alabama? Why are we even having this conversation? Alabama's going to win, and plus, this isn't going to be the final ranking.
Yeah, I was just say Alabama. I think is dropping
Georgia
out.
And Alabama still have to play each other, right?
I think the final standings is going to be Georgia, Oregon, Ohio State, and Cincinnati.
You think Georgia's going to beat Alabama?
Yes, I do.
And you think that college football playoff is going to leave Alabama out of the picture?
Yeah.
Okay, now you're just dreaming.
They have 2 losses. There's no 2-loss team in the college football playoff in their history.
Yeah, you realize that's going to change this year, right?
The Alabama's loss to Texas A&M is like when Penn State lost to Pitt. It was that bad.
Yeah, but Texas A&M is now is going to be in the top 10. Maybe not, but they'll be in the top 11. Pitt never made it past 20.
But look at it now. Pitt's a great team.
Yeah, that's 5 years later, dumbass.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No, I think it's based off of program prestigity.
Jesus Christ, because they can see the future, Mitchell.
Definitely.
Alex, do you know what I have to deal with on a daily basis? You're getting firsthand experience.
Cool. I'm just vibing over here. I'm enjoying listening to you two argue. It's funny to me.
All right, is there anything?
It's funny because Mitchell's such an idiot, but
it's called I am more superiorly knowledge to you.
Nice English again.
That just disqualified every bit.
I know. I was just trying to make up a new word, so I made Jared mad.
That totally.
I did it on purpose.
Dude, I wasn't mad. That's just giving us points to laugh at you. That's what you're doing.
All right. Yeah, let me see if there's any more Penn State things I can make fun of Jared for.
Yes, because I enjoy Penn State winning and losing. Right, exactly.
All right, so yeah, the Penn State Michigan game's at noon. Me and Ben are both going to that game.
Wait, Ben's going to that game?
Uh-huh.
That's surprising.
Well, guess
Considering
what?
it's at Ann Arbor.
Michigan is superiorously better than Penn State.
No, it's superior. Oh yeah, Mitchell's the drunken broadcasting is going to be on STEM Powder Puff this week.
Dope.
On Wednesday, I know, so fun. All right, well, closing thoughts, everybody. Let's start with Alex.
I think you know what I'm gonna say.
Superiorly.
Two things. No, not superiorly. The Giants won today. We played good, hard football. Our defense
against the Deshaun Jackson Raiders.
Yes, against the Deshaun Jackson Raiders, who aren't phenomenal, but were doing well recently.
I think they were down like a player, you know.
I know.
You say it was a very fast player.
Oh yeah, definitely very fast. You know, about like 156 miles per hour. Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Anyway,
oh jeez.
Giants, who are supposed to be ass, beat a team that is better than them.
That's better than them.
Yes, I am very happy. Our defense played solidly today. Offense.
I need to look at the NFL standings because I think
they're not biased. It's incredible.
Shut up, Zoom. I'm not upgrading.
Second thing, the Eagles lost today. I'm happy because now the records are tied.
I mean, they played a great game today. I would say this is their best played called game. It sucks that they lost, but I think today was a great game, and I think
people are still blaming Jalen Hurts, and
it's not his fault. It was more of
they're
the
also
fact
blaming the defense and wishing Jim Schwartz was back. Yeah, keep laughing.
There was a lot of ref ball in that game.
Throughout the entire league, ref ball is a thing. It's still not a reason why any team loses.
So the best team in the American Conference is the Ravens and the Titans right now. They're both 6-2.
Yep.
But the Titans win. If they win today, they'll be in first.
The Titans.
The Bengals went from first to being awful again.
The Titans.
They're not awful. They're in last, and even though they have 2 losses,
they're tied with the Browns, but lost on the.
Oh yeah, third thing. NFC is better than AFC. AFC is ass this year compared to.
The AFC North would like to have a conversation with you, Alex.
The worst conference is the AFC South, and somehow the Jaguars beat the Bills today. 6-9.
Mitchell, you think the Eagles are good at 3-6 or whatever, and you think the Bengals are terrible at 5-4? That is your.
No, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying they went from first to wherever they are now.
You said ass.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Mm-mm.
You said like they're ass now.
You did say they're ass, but it's fine. It's whatever.
Like now, like because of these past 2 games, they have been bad. I'm not saying they've been bad the entire season.
Didn't they win last week?
No. They're on a 2-game or a 3-game losing streak.
No. Oh yeah, they lost to the Jets. That's right. It's 2 games.
But yeah. The Eagles are tied with the Giants now, but they're ahead for some reason.
So Alex,
we haven't played each other, but I think it's some like point differential. Something.
Yeah, and the NFC West.
Oh no, it's probably divisional games.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because we're not good. We're 0-2 so far.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we? Aren't we 0-1?
We lost to the Cowboys. Yeah.
We're 0-1.
But we play the Broncos next week.
But
then
technically,
the Saints.
0-2 is worse than 0-1.
Yeah, we play Broncos, Saints, Giants, Jets, football team, Giants, football team, Cowboys. So, win, loss, win, loss. I think I could see the Eagles just finishing 1 game under 500, 1 game over. It sucks that you can't finish 500 this year. I mean,
Alex, you can continue laughing. Anyway,
I think the Giants will finish 2 games or 1 game below 500.
I think
that bad of a team.
It depends. If we have, I need to pull this stat up. We had a pathetic amount of offensive yards today.
Well, Alex looks up his Giants stat. Jared, what's your closing thought?
100. Wait, no, that's not it. 245 total yards today. I mean, not good. Against any other better defensive team, we will do absolutely terrible.
My thoughts are that Mitchell needs to get his head out of the gutter still. Go laugh at Mitchell on Wednesday for Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday Powder Puff. Go laugh at his drunken broadcasting. Eagles played a lot better game than I expected them to, but people.
And the Chargers actually hit a game.
Stop wishing for Jim Schwartz back. That's never like More reasons why I hate this fan base. Oh yeah, and Bills fans apparently think that the refs are what caused them to lose, and so I laugh.
I think it was the fact that Josh Allen got out Josh Allen.
Josh Allen was not Josh Allen, and he got wrecked by the other Josh Allen.
For all my friends,
should have.
For all my friends that are Bills fans, ha.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure 6 points of offense was not caused by the ref.
I think they only lost because the MVP Mitchell Trubinsky was on COVID-19 protocol list. So.
Oh, I forgot about that thing.
All right, my closing thoughts.
When did I say I was done, buddy?
When you stop talking.
Well, because you cut me off. What else is new?
It's a sign.
Anyway, Mitchell and his awful predictions return. Okay, now I'm done.
All right. Well, MLB free agency starts. We'll do a free agency preview next week. So stay tuned for that. I hope the Phillies do something. I hope I'm proven right in Penn State's record. We won't know until like literally March if I'm right or not. Yeah. Other than that, I just hope the Phillies sign Castellanos so he can hit a big deep drive to left and
to make it a 4-0 ball game.
Yeah, so the memes can just return. That's literally the only reason.
He did that in Philadelphia this past season, actually.
I know.
So
he's already used to it. He's just getting more. But yeah, I really just if we can get Brian and Castellanos, that would be perfect. Yeah, well, this has been episode 37. This has been our NCAA men's basketball preview. Well, stay tuned to see if we're all right and if I'm really biased, which I am. I already know that.
Just title it Mitchell's Bad Predictions.
Yes, seriously.
We have to revisit some of these predictions. I mean,
why don't we're going to revisit college football during that championships week.
Yeah, we'll revisit college football. And
so far, I'm still right about Michigan State.
Yeah, and I would have been right about Penn State if Sean Clifford didn't get hurt. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This has been episode 37 of the Liberty for Philly podcast. You made it to another episode. See you guys next time.